One by one we'll see. If you are going for operational quality attributes, the operational quality attributes represent the relevant quality attributes related to what attributes? The operational quality attributes represent the relevant quality attributes related to the embedded system when it is in the operational mode or online mode. Whenever you are operating, means whenever the function is running in the embedded system, these quality attributes will come into place. The important operational quality attributes are response, throughput, reliability, maintainability, security, and safety. These are the main quality attributes with respect to the embedded systems. First is response. If I am taking, response is a measure of quickness of system with respect to how much amount of time it took, your embedded system took with respect to giving the output. Okay, it gives you an idea about how fast the system is tracking the changes in the input variables, means how much amount of time it is taking to verify or take the input values and to give the output. Most of the embedded system demand fast response, which should be almost real time. Means you can't consider for all the embedded system, you can't consider for a real time real time results. For at least for remaining compared to real time systems, for the other embedded system, at least it should be reachable to real time considerations. For example, the embedded system deployed in flight control application should respond in a real-time manner always. Flight control system control application means whatever the input we are giving within a fraction of microseconds, it should give the results, or else it may lead to the disaster related to the flight only. For that reason, you should check related to what is the type of embedded system first. Okay, any response delay in the system will create the potential damages and damages to the safety of the flight as well as the passengers. Okay, and it is not necessary that all the embedded system should be real time in response. For example, if you are going for response time, requirement for an electronic toy is not at all time critical. If we are going for electronic toy, whatever the input if we are giving, if it is giving the response after 1 hour also, it is not a problem, because see, that won't be that won't create any problem with respect to any other person or environment, any other thing. For that reason, that is not necessarily be a real-time response. Okay, there is no specific deadline that this system should respond within this particular time. You don't have any deadline with respect to that. And throughput deals with the efficiency of the system. Throughput can be defined as the rate of production or operation of a defined process over a stated period of time. Whenever we are going with respect to throughput, it deals with respect to efficiency of the system always, means how efficient your embedded system is. And throughput can be defined as rate of production or operation of a defined process over a stated period of time. With respect to a proper period of time, how much amount of output we are getting. The rates can be expressed in terms of units of products, batches produced, or any other meaningful measurements. In the case of card reader, throughput means how many transactions the reader can perform in a minute or in an hour or in a day. That is with respect to unit of rate can be expressed in terms of unit of products, that is, or else batches or batches produced or other meaningful measurements. For example, they have taken card readers. Throughput will be means how speed it is, how it will be performing properly, means card reader, how much amount of transactions we have done in a minute or in an hour or in a day without any disturbance. Okay, throughput is generally measured in terms of benchmark. A benchmark is a reference point by which something can be measured. Okay, benchmark can be set of performance criteria that a product is expected to meet or standard product that can be used for comparing other products of the same product line. See, if I am setting one, see, with respect to card reader only, if I am telling you with respect to one card reader function will take 1 minute, within 1 hour it should do 60 card reader functions. Okay, for that reason, if I am setting as a benchmark with respect to that as 60 card reads with respect to 1 hour, it should be always that much, or else if it is going less than that, then it is not reaching, it is not giving the proper throughput related to that embedded system. That is an example. Reliability is a measure of how much percentage you can rely upon the proper functioning of the system, or what is the percentage susceptibility of the system to failures. The reliability is measure of what is the how much percentage can be rely upon the proper functioning of the system, and what is the percentage susceptibility with respect to the failures, that is reliability. System reliability is defined in two terms, that is mean time between failures, mean time between repair. That is gives the frequency of failures in hours, weeks or months. See, one function is going on, in between if you always, it doesn't mean that always it will give the failures. Sometimes, or within 1 day or within 1 month, if you are getting one or two failures, that also you should check. Okay, and mean time to repair is specifies how long the system is allowed to be out of order following a failure, how much amount of time we are giving to repair after the failure. For an embedded system with the critical application need, it should be of the order of minutes. If you are going with respect to critical applications or embedded systems, then always this repair time should be within the minutes. Within minutes you should come back to the proper functioning condition, and then you have to run it, because in the critical application conditions, then you can't provide the longer time for the repair. Okay, next we have maintainability. Maintainability deals with respect to the maintenance to the end users or client in case of technical issues and product failures, or an basic of a routine system checkups. That is maintainability. See, normally your embedded system is working properly means you won't check continuously. At least if you are verifying is it working properly or not, or if there is any technical issues, or if any product failures are there, within 3 months or within 6 months once, if you want to check those things, then maintenance, you can properly maintain the product. Reliability and maintainability are considered as two complementary disciplines. A more reliable system means a system with a less corrective maintainability requirements, and vice versa. See, if the system is more reliable means less number of failures are occurring, then less number of maintenance is required. In that way, if less number of maintenance is required, then less number, or vice versa, the system is more reliable. Okay, maintainability can be broadly classified into two categories. One is scheduled or periodic maintenance, or maintenance to unexpected failures. Two parts are there. Scheduled or periodic means, for example, replacing the cartridge of printer after each n number of printouts and other quality prints, to get the quality prints. With respect to that, that is one type of periodic or scheduled maintenance. Okay, maintenance to unexpected failures, that is repairing the printer for the paper feeding part is fails. Those things are repairing part. Example is given with respect to printer only for the scheduled, and with respect to maintenance to unexpected failures. Okay, maintainability is also indicated of the availability of the product for use, and okay, maintainability is also an indication of availability of the product for use. And in any embedded system design, the ideal value of availability is expressed as MTBT, MT divided by MTBT, MTBF plus MTTR. That is, MTTR is mean time to repair, MTBF is mean time between the failures, and AI is availability in the ideal condition. Means whatever the perfectly working condition is there, no, that time you can consider with respect to how many number of failures are occurred, how much amount of time it has taken for the failures, and how much amount of time we have given for a repair. If you are taking those two and divide it, then you will get the proper amount of time where the ideal condition of your embedded system will be proper. Okay. And for example, you can take that the mean time between the failures, that is MTBF, of the embedded product is 4 months, and the mean time to repair MTTR of the product is 2 weeks. What is the availability of the product? You can consider it as 4 months as 120 days and 2 weeks as 14 days, and 120 divided by 120 plus 14 is equal to, you will get 120 by 134, totally 89.55 percentage with respect to the availability of your product. One more example they have given, to find out the mean time to repair. The availability of an embedded product is 90%. They have given the availability already. The mean time between the failure is given with respect to 30 days, and what is the mean time repair is with respect to days or hours is has to be found out. What you can take it as, if the availability is 90%, you can consider with respect to points, that is 0.9, and mean time your between the failures is 30 days, then that can be written as 30 divided by 0.9 minus 30. See, whatever the numerator is there, that we have replaced with the denominator, and MTTR we have to find out. MTBF I am shifting, then 30 by 0.9 minus 30, you will get 3.33 days or 80 hours with respect to mean time, repair time. Okay. Securities, confidentiality, integrity, and availability are the three major measures of information security. Always confidentiality and integrity and availability of are the three major information security consideration. And confidentiality deals with the protection of data and application from unauthorized disclosure, and integrity deals with the protection of data and application from unauthorized modification. Means protection of data with respect to unauthorized modification, confidentiality maintaining the unauthorized disclosure, availability deals with the protection of data and application from unauthorized users. Okay, a very good example of a security aspect in an embedded product is a personal digest assistant. The PDA can be either a shared source, that is PDAs used in lab setups, or an individual one. If it is a shared one, there should be some mechanism in the form of username and password to access into a particular person's profile. That is an example of availability with respect to availability. Means you will be having the username password to access those mechanisms and also all data and application present in the PDA need not to be accessed to all the users. Okay, whatever the personal digest assistant is there, which will show that who has to access what amount of data. Okay, some of them are specifically accessible to the administrators only. Okay, for achieving this, administrator and user levels of the security should be implemented. For example, as confidentiality, you have to provide administrators some separate login, you have to provide user levels separate login. Some data present in the PDA may be visible to all the users, but there may not be necessary permissions to alter the data by the users. That is, read-only access is allocated to all users. For example, of integrity, for the integrity. See, if your read-only access is there, the other users who are accessing the system cannot change the function or cannot change the data with respect to that information. Okay, that is with respect to security. Safety also I'll finish it off. Safety deals with the possible damages that can happen in the operators, public and the environment due to the breakdown of an embedded system or due to the emission of the radioactive or hazardous materials from the embedded products only. You may get the damages with respect to these things. The breakdown of the embedded system may occur due to the hardware failure or a firmware failure. Breakdown may occur anyway. Safety analysis is must in the product engineering to evaluate the anticipated damages and determine the best course of action to bring down the consequences of the damages to be acceptable level. So you have to reduce the damages. Safety analysis has to be done. You have to provide the good anticipated damages. You have to find out and you have to give the proper safety to that. Some of the safety threats are sudden like product breakdown, and some of them are gradual like hazardous emission from the product. That is a safety related function. Next we'll go with the